First of all, I like to create some grid that can help me decide the dimension of the house. I already created a set of fences, you can check my tutorial number 17, that are actually 6 inches long. So basically I was creating a ground around the house around 6 inches by 6 inches. Now this is very important. The first cut must be a perfect angle. You need a straight angle for be precise also with your proxen, so then you can realize straight angle pieces. Here I'm just eyeballing with the wood timber the position of the 6 little timbers that will sustain the house. Then with the arch hot wire cable I'm just cutting off these little pieces. No need to be very precise here, guys. It's my style also is quite you know, quite wild. Yeah. Now with my knife I'm actually preparing the bricks for the basement. You can check my tutorial number 3 on drawing bricks. Yeah, sometimes the foam is very hard to carve with a pen, so it's better to use a knife before and then you pass again with your pen, so it's easier. Of course, the final touch for your bricks is always the aluminum foil technique, as you can see here. Now I'm preparing actually the wood grain for the timbers. You can realize several pieces at once. Yeah, time to glue the base. For be very fast, I just start to glue the first 2 pieces and then I cut them. Then I just use my knife, I make a mark and then I cut like that. Mark, cut and glue. Now I'm checking the position of the door because I want to create a little stair in front of the house, a wooden stair. So I'm basically understanding the dimension of the door and I'm marking where I want my stair will end. Then I cut a piece of foam and with my knife I just cut off one step. Now this will be a wooden stair, so I just draw the lines and the wood grain. Nice and easy. Yeah, hot glue and that's it. Now for the floor I'm taking actually a piece little bit overlapping the basement because you see the timber are a little bit larger than the original piece. So the base, the first piece was 10 by 10 centimeter, around 4 inches, and this one is 11 by 11 centimeter, around 4 inches and a quarter. Now you see I'm using a pin roll, textured pin roll by Green Stuff for the wood grain actually. I'm not using this as a final wooden grain, I'm just using it because it gives to my piece a nice texture, wood texture. All the rest I'm just drawing with my pen. Here I'm creating large wooden planks, dividing them, and then I'm creating the nails holes. Now I'm drawing the lines, also the wooden grain for the external part. Here I'm adding some real nails for embellishment on the corners, so they give a little touch to the piece. And then basically after 5-6 minutes, the floor is ready, so I just glued it. Now for the stair, I have prepared a couple of pieces. This one on the top, I made it like 3 wooden planks, and then another wooden plank for the little step. Easy. One of the funniest part was to make the chimney, and basically I wanted to create a chimney very irregular, very, you know, not solid, something that seems put together brick by brick very fast. This helps a lot when you are creating actually openable pieces, because you can create the illusion of a piece that actually is connecting all the house together. So it's very important that the chimney will result in a solid and organic unit. As you can see here, I am giving it a very irregular shape, because I like very much that in countryside you have this handmade, irregular, dried bricks stuff chimney. Now here I'm cutting the door, and basically this was one of the parts where the camera just turned off. So basically you will miss how I create the door, but you can have a full total tutorial in my tutorial number 4. The technique is basically always the same. This door is a foam, XPS foam door, so you will see in that tutorial how I made it. Now for the shape of the roof is very interesting. I usually take the measure from the half of the house, and then I connect the dots like in a normal triangle. But yeah, here I'm also doing a little window. Actually you will miss the part where I just glue a plastic net for the window, but I wanted you to understand that basically one of the most important part in a little house like that is the shape of the roof, and specifically the bending of the roof. And as you can see here, I'm drawing by hand a couple of lines more or less the same, and I cut them. And then it's very important that the other side of the house has the same, exactly the same bending. So you use the first piece as a template, and you cut also the back of the house like that. Here I am just preparing very quickly a couple of wooden planks for sustain the roof. As you can see, I'm very fast building here. I'm just taking pieces that I have and I'm putting them together very fast, very quickly, and then I cut off the excess. Now this is the piece where I miss actually the recording. As you can see, the main entrance is already done. I've drawn some bricks, and I already put some bricks for the chimney. Here I'm adjusting the shape of the chimney for make it very organic and very like one piece, so you don't see actually where the chimney is going to be splitted. Okay, this is my normal technique for drawing bricks. Fast and easy. Basically guys, the pen is your best friend in this kind of buildings. I would say that after a sharp knife, a pen is the best friend of a crafter with XPS foam. Now here I'm preparing the two sides of the house. Basically I cut it at the same length, at the same height, the two pieces, And now, just using the two main walls as a guide, I'm taking, you see, measuring, I'm taking the measure and then I cut them with the proxone. In the beginning I wanted to create a window for each one of these walls, but then I preferred to leave one of them without a window. Again, a brick pattern. Here you can see how I prepare actually the windows inside. This is not my favorite way because it's not so realistic, you know, you have this grid inside, it's not so detailed, but yes, I was pushing myself very fast, so basically this was the fastest way. Yeah, and basically that's it. When you have the four walls, you can build a house, but the problem is always how to put together the junction. This is one of the techniques that I use when I don't have the walls perfectly aligned, so actually one part is overlapping the other one. I just take off some bricks and the effect is guaranteed. Yeah, that's it. For the roof I use or cardboard or some very thin slices of foam, because they can bend very nicely, and it's not important if the foam is not so resistant, because when you put then the shingles, everything will be very hard and stable and okay. As you can see here, I just eyeball the length of the roof and I cut with my blade the part that I don't like. And basically that's it. When you are here, the major part is done. Then I want to continue with my chimney and preparing actually few blocks of bricks helps a lot for the final result. So you actually have in front of you a piece that seems created in a very irregular way, you know. Here I'm adding some bricks for the final effect. Here I'm doing actually the main timber for the roof. As you can see here, I'm adjusting the shape of the chimney. Very irregular shape. I'm adding pieces of foam and then cutting again. At the end you have a very irregular piece that seems made of bricks without you know, some engineering or some precise measurements, and I like it for the countryside because it gives a very natural effect. I just cut off a piece of roof for make the chimney pass. And another piece of the chimney, like that. Drop of glue. And that's it. Here I'm preparing the little timbers for the roof, for sustain the roof. Actually, those are very interesting details that you can add also last minute to your roof, to your piece. Then I decide the length and you are ready to go. You just glue them in 2-3 position under the roof, like that, and the general effect is very nice. Yeah. Another little timber here. You see, I used the hot tip of the hot glue gun for actually dig a hole and then put a piece of plastic that I use for the real chimney, for the tube of the chimney. Let's clean the mess. Yeah, I'm always working with a lot of mess. And then we are ready for the shingles. This is one, I think now it's my favorite technique for making shingles. I discovered it actually during the Eagle's Nest Castle series, and I'm using coffee stirrers, and basically in 3 minutes you have a bunch of shingles. Then basically I'm using a very concentrate PVA glue. It's not diluted, it's very thick glue. In this way, basically with one passage you have your pieces already blocked. In all the process, this took me around 1 hour. Basically is something that is very boring. I hate doing shingles. But trust me, since I discovered this coffee stirrer technique, I'm very happy and I'm faster than usual. Of course, when you are building something very fast, you can use other techniques, for example cardboard stripes, or just wooden planks, big junky wooden planks and stuff like that. But this building, in my mind, was something that, okay, should be little but full in details, very nice looking. So this kind of roof for me is the best. Yeah, that's it. Now was the time to add some little details. I found, I don't remember, it was the cottage from Tabletop World that has a half wheel on the wall, so on the ground like that. So basically I want to take my chance to have also a wooden wheel like that. You see, now with the air dry clay I'm creating some pattern, some texture for the ground, some rocks, so the cardboard is not so boring. I always mix the air dry clay with some water and also with some PVA glue, so at the end you have a perfect adherence with the cardboard, with your pieces, and the air dry clay will be dried without cracks. If you use PVA glue, you avoid a lot of cracks in the final piece, okay? This will dry, taking in the wheel. Now, something very important: when you use glue, water in one side of your cardboard, always you need to also cover the other side. You see here I'm covering with some watered PVA glue also the bottom part of the cardboard, so it will not bend. I told you this was actually quite a thick PVA glue, so not very long drying time. Then I was ready for the airbrushing. I'm using first of all a black primer by Vallejo that helps me a lot to create an initial layer of paint. Then I'm just adding some dark brown here on the wooden part. Fast and easy. Then with the lighter brown I went to the roof, to some edges. Also I mark every single wooden plank on the floor. This is nice. And then with a very light gray I was passing through all the bricks part. At the end I have done a dry brushing with the off-white with a normal brush through all the piece. Finally I take some PVA glue and basically I prepare the flocking. Here I'm using 3 different static grass without the static. Basically I use not in a proper way this kind of grass, just because I love very much the color. So I put the first layer of very light green, then I use this brownish autumn grass color, using a paper sheet on the bottom. You can recover the grass that is not attaching, so you use just what you need. Then I use a little bit more of PVA glue and I covered the whole piece with a dark green static grass. I'm planning to buy an applicator for actually the static grass, because I need dimension, I need I need depth on my grass, but for now I have just that. And I add a lot of depth just using tufts. I have several of them and I like to put them in some particular position to give an accent to the grass. Actually these tufts totally are the life changer, because they give really to your piece some dimension and realistic effect. Then, since the piece is basically just brown and gray and the only colors are actually on the ground, I use the green, but also I use these red flowers that are great for give this color accent to the piece. At the end, with the building complete, I just add the last part of that. And basically that's it. From 0 to this in around 3 hours and 45 minutes. Nice.
Okay guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe this channel. Remember to support this channel through Patreon or PayPal. And yes, I think I see you all on the next episode. Till next time, happy crafting!